Medyo late na tayo sa party for this tablet. It's a mini tablet from Redmi. This is the Redmi Pad SE 8.7. This is by far one of the cheapest na mini tablet available in the market today this 2025. And sasabihin ko sa inyo kung ba't nga bang ngayon ko lang siya ni-review. Pagsapan natin. So pagdating sa unboxing experience, makita natin the usual Xiaomi na Redmi, nandyan yung itsura ng tablet niya, and the box is very simple. Yung unboxing experience nito feels like yung mga cheap na smartphone ni Redmi, which is the Redmi A5, A4, ganito ang kanyang packaging. Hello, Redmi Pad by Xiaomi. So buksan natin. Bubungad sa atin yung tablet itself. Meron tayong user guide and warranty card, A to C cable, 18 watts na charging brick, and meron din siyang panundot dito sa loob. Pag sinundot mo siya, you'll find a storage expansion, micro SD card na pwede mo pang expand for your storage needs. Dahil this tablet comes in 64 and 120 gigs lang. Now guys, dalawang variant na meron itong tablet na ito. Either go for the 464, which has a SRP of 6,999, and yung kanyang 6128 has a regular SRP of 7,999. That's probably one of the reasons ba't ngayon ko lang siya ni-review. Kasi pwede na siya at its current price point. Now for more details kung saan mo siya pwede mabili, I'll post the link on the description or just simply click that link dyan sa YouTube shopping link natin. Magpapasko na, iwas scam, so just use yung mga recommended links natin. Now, one thing na nagustuhan ko dito is saktong-sakto sa aking kamay. Pwede ko siya i-grip ng isang kamay, and meron siyang dalawang speakers, sa ibabaw at sa ilalim. May IR pa siya dito sa ibabaw kung tinignan mo. Plus, meron pa siyang audio jack. Expandable yung kanyang storage, which is, I think, it's pretty much solid. Now, one thing na napansin ko dito is medyo makapal ka ng beso sa ibabaw at sa ilalim. Mas manipis nga ang kanyang sides. Though I ain't complaining kasi this is more of a budget na mini tablet. Now, one of the good things na gusto ko dito sa kanya is pwede ipasok sa loob ng aking pocket. So, it's just like any smartphone na a little bit bigger. Ewan ko lang kung pwede mong gamitin pantawag ng ganun, no? Siguro if you're trying to call someone on Messenger or Viber, maybe pwede mong gamitin ganito. Reminds me ng mga phablet before, no? Siguro mas maliit ng kunti mga phablets. This is just a little bit bigger ng mga smartphone those days. Now, pagdating naman sa multitasking, itong tablet ito is pretty much solid. It can pretty much do every multitasking na nabigay mo sa kanya, except that hindi mo kaya mabukas ng sobrang daming apps all at the same time. With a limited 4 gigs of RAM, talagang masasakal siya. Trust me, medyo nainis ako nung marami akong apps na binubuksan. So, importante itong 4 plus 2 gigs of RAM. 2 na virtual RAM niya is quite important if you want to do a little bit more multitasking. And the kanyang processor is being powered by the MediaTek Helio G85. I know na it's very budget na chip, and 371,000 points na nakuha natin sa Antutu benchmark. It's pretty much a budget-friendly na processor. Now, nung unang lumabas ng tablet ito is running HyperOS 1 inside Android version 14. Right now, I was able to upgrade this one into HyperOS 2 inside Android version 15. So, pretty good, di ba? And kung gusto mo makita ibang benchmark na ginawa natin, ito na. Now, one of the properties na gusto ko dito sa kanya is quite good yung kanyang battery at 6,650 mAh. For me, pwede na on this tablet. Hindi naman siya sobrang kabigatan at 370 grams, and it also supports a 18 watts na fast charging brick. Well, hindi na siya ganun ka-fast for 2025. Charging from 0 to 100 might take you a little less than 2 hours to complete. Now, pagdating naman sa day-to-day usage, kung gaano katagal tumatagal ka ng battery, it can last you for 2 days based sa aking experience. And to further backing up yung sinasabi natin, it got me almost 18 hours of screen on time, which for me, pwede, di ba? If you want to know the complete spec sheet na itong tablet na ito, here you go. Now, one of the good things na gusto ko dito sa kanya is yung kanyang pagka-compactness. So, yung screen niya isn't really that big tulad ng mga standard na tablet. It has a 8.7-inch na IPS LCD. Take note, hindi siya AMOLED. And it has a 90 Hz na screen refresh rate. 600 nits ang maximum brightness. Pero under direct sunlight, pag sobrang lakas ng araw, medyo mahirapan ka ng konti to read the text or, well, videos on this tablet. Dahil 600 nits is, for me, medyo mahina pa. By the way, guys, itong tablet na ito has a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 na protection, and it's also IP53 na dust and water resistance. Now, if you're trying to scroll on social media dito, I expect na okay naman siya. I have no problem scrolling sa Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and on other social media apps. Basta maganda naman yung internet connection, you should be able to browse smoothly on this one. And kung nanonood ka naman ng videos dito, well, just to set your expectation, it can give you some good view experience. except that don't expect na magpe-perform siya just like a AMOLED display. Pero yung overall viewing experience niya is not so bad for me. Just to remember its price point. Now, itong tablet na ito has dual speakers naman. Isa sa ibabaw and isa sa ilalim. Let's just try to see kung kamusta naman kanyang sound experience. Uy, honestly malakas ang kanyang sounds to my surprise. And kung hindi ka pa natuwa, may audio jack pa dyan sa ilalim. Now, pagdating naman sa gaming, was able to try 2 games dito kahit papaano, Call of Duty Mobile and Honor of Kings. Now, pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, well, the experience just okay. Not really the best na masasabi ko sa'yo playing on a tablet like this one. But overall, just to set your expectation, naka-Helio G85 lang tayo dito. So, medyo slower, a little bit sluggish siya. Pero it can give you quite a smooth experience if you lower down the graphical settings. Since meron naman siya boost mode dito sa kanyang game turbo mode. So I was able to achieve a 60 FPS naman sa Call of Duty Mobile except pag medyo nagka-clash na, bababa siya naman. Mga nasa 51 FPS based sa aking counter. The touch response is good, sound is good, and umabot ako ng roughly 40 degrees Celsius after 30 minutes of gameplay. Pagdating naman sa Honor of Kings, it was also good. Wala akong naging problema on this gameplay except that there are times na parang biglang nagte-teleport mga kalaban ko. Probably it's because of the frame drops na napapansin natin. Umabot din siya ng 60 FPS to my surprise. And pag nagka-clash, yung medyo heavy na yung clash, nung pag chine-check naman ng aking FPS counter, maabot siya as low as 49. But overall, the game was quite good. Playable naman siya. Just have to lower down a bit yung kanyang graphical settings to give you a better, smoother gameplay. 41 degrees Celsius siya after 30 minutes of gameplay. Now, quickly, pag-usapan lang natin ang kanyang camera. Though this is not yung kanyang best selling point ng kanyang camera. 8MP na main camera sensor, which can shoot you up to 1080p and 30fps. And ang kanyang harap is a 5MP na shooter, 1080p and 30fps din ang kanyang sagad. Now, quickly, tingnan na natin some of the photos na na-capture natin dito sa Redmi Pad SE 8.7. On outdoor, well, there are times na mapapansin mo there's some photos dito na it's a little bit overexposed. But there are some photos din naman na tama na magandang color. Now, it depends, no? There are times na I would say na hit and miss din siya dahil this is a very budget-friendly mini tablet. And there are times na yung mga shots might go a little bit out of focus. You just really need to tap on the subject para mag-focus siya na maayos. Pero once na nakapag-focus naman siya, I think it will be able to get you some really nice snaps naman. And on some flowers like this one, this is a little bit more pinkish in actual, pero mapapansin mo dito, medyo namumuti siya na konti. Kahit ng purple na ito, hindi rin ganun kagandahan. Now, on outdoor, mga signage like this one, okay lang naman, pero pansin ko parang medyo madilim siya, kahit medyo hindi naman ganun kadiliman ang weather. Taking some vicinity shots is just okay. Nothing really special about this tablet na camera. Now, if we try to go indoor, mga shots na ito are okay, not bad. There are times na okay ang mga shots, there are times na medyo out of focus. E pag tininan mo mga bin shot na ito, papansin mo talaga soft na soft ang mga shots na nakuha natin dito sa kanya. Now, if you're trying to use yung front-facing camera, which I feel medyo off siya kasi yung kanyang camera module is nandito sa top. Pero I would prefer sana yung kanyang camera, front-facing camera nandito to be a little bit better, lalo na if you're trying to do some video chatting, mas maganda pag nandito yung kanyang camera. But, well, honestly, not bad naman mga outdoor shots na nakuha natin. Medyo madungis ang kunti tingnan ng aking muka. Ako, medyo naninilim or what. Pero pagdating sa indoor, I'm definitely sure na masyado na siyang soft pag tinignan mo. And here are some videos na na-capture natin using its front-facing camera. So this is the video recording capability ng Redmi Pad SE using the front-facing camera. 1080p and 30fps ang ating resolution. And honestly, hindi siya masyado matagtag. Not bad. And ito naman sa kanyang rear camera. Ito naman ang video recording capability ng Redmi Pad SE. 1080 and 30 din siya. Pero parang medyo mas matagtag siya kaysa doon sa kanyang front-facing camera based sa aking observation. Now guys, probably one of the reason kung bakit late ko ni-review to, I would tell you again, is that paldo na siya at current price point. At around mga nasa 5,800 pesos, I think this is definitely a steal for a mini tablet na, well, can do all of the multitasking na pwede mo bigay. Kaya na, if you're not a gamer type, you just want to browse, watch videos, scroll on your social media, do some Excel and Word or PowerPoint presentation, kayang-kaya i-handle nito ang tablet na ito. And yet, hindi nakakabutas pa siya ng wallet. At just around mga nasa 5,800 pesos, you have 120 gigs of storage. You can further expand buying some micro SD card kung medyo nabitingas ka ng storage. But overall, I would tell you na pretty solid tong tablet na ito if you're buying it at a promotional price. Now, if you're interested guys dito sa tablet na ito, I'll post the link on the description or just simply click the YouTube shopping link nandiyan sa inyong screen. And if you know anyone na naghanap ng murang tablet na can perform just like this one, please share this video to them. And ina-encourage ko rin kayo mag-like, subscribe dito sa aking channel so you don't miss out on good recommendation just like this one. So paano yan? Hanggang dito muna ako. I'll see you on my next video. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.